Hello everybody, this is Kanchan Kaito with the Suicide Donkeys. And today we're going to show you 3 battles. I'm going to show you what I've been doing in the last 2 days and explain why I didn't do a video yesterday. The reason I didn't do a video yesterday is I was in the process of upgrading all my defenses. I now have my machine guns to rank 9 and all my howitzers to rank 4. And also as well upgraded my sea towers to rank 3. So there was just no point really to show the battles because I mean it's pretty much I have no defenses, so it wasn't really going to be effective. Right now I am upgrading my camp to a level 3. I mean a level 4, so I'll get a 4th tank. And I went ahead and dropped down the comp center and started that process. I have all but one of the islands available to me. Everything else is pretty much maxed out. The only thing I really don't have right now is the hangar, and I don't want it right now. There's a reason for that, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Alright, so let's just get on to the battles. Alright. Okay, the first one is by Twister1. Alright. Twister1 got 51%. His level is 42, and he attacked me when I was 43, I think. Maybe 44. No, I'm sorry. When I was 23. So we're looking at probably about 20 levels on there. 19 if you want to be accurate. So first thing he does is send in a huge barrage, taking out my anti-aircraft guns and my howitzer. During this time I had my sea towers. Both of them are being upgraded, and not all my weaponry is maxed out as far as the defensive. Everything is except for this machine gun tower here. But I mean, when you see these planes just dropping quickly like that, that just tells you the power of upgrading these guns. So his tanks are just, before my tanks even come up, are taking a huge beating from these machine guns. You see the machine gun breaking off right here. They are pretty much taken out quickly by the mortar troops. Mortar troops start pounding up in the north, and now they have to bust through the walls. And you know how I explain mortars and walls just doesn't work unless they're huge numbers. So my tanks just go ahead and start pounding on them. They're dropped very quickly. I don't really even see their health bar going down. They just kind of vanish. So another unit of tanks is dropped down on the southwest. They hit the landmine, taking them all and flattening them out, or at least softening them up for my tanks to take them out. Tanks move further up north. They start pounding away at another fleet that's southeast. His battleships seem like they're just kind of lost right now. One of my mines went off. I have no idea where it hit. I had moved the mine up here, but you see it wasn't that effective. I think it did soften up the front tank, but not the back. So these tanks, I say they have over 500 health, because they can stand quite a below. So my machine gun tower anyways, it's not really going to last too long here. But even against higher level tanks, you see how much damage they're doing. You see them being dropped. They are getting pounded down by howitzer. Now my buildings are positioned in a way they have to get through these walls in order to get to me. So they had to go through 2 layers of walls. Now they got to go through a 3rd. Sorry for that jump cam. This right here is quite interesting because I think it lagged out. My tanks had taken out a battleship, and then somehow, boom, boom, switch, took out that tank. I have no idea. It's magic. Alright, so it doesn't look like they're going to take down my command center. His tanks are getting just hammered right here. The howitzer takes the last shot. Battleship's moving up north. My gunboats are moving in. And before the battle starts, wham, it's all over. So that was the first battle. As you see, you got 1 star out of it. And I think my defenses held off pretty good. Now, I like to go to this. A 71, ladies and gentlemen. And he got 52%. And this happened about 15 hours ago. During this time, I think I was upgrading one of my machine guns. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, this one right here was being upgraded. So in other words, he sends out his battleships, then sends out his gunboats, but everything I have is pretty far back. Then he starts a huge, massive beach assault. Now this would work against the average player, but my walls are too thick and I got everything spread out. However, I did make a mistake here. I left this open and I have no idea what I'm thinking. My planes take off. They're going to get slaughtered right here. Just way too many gunmen. 26 boats land on the beach full of gunmen. All right, first squad came in, got wiped out by the landmine, and here comes the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on. So the battleships start saying, okay, we ain't gonna sit here and miss out. So they start shooting. Gunboats were taken out by the mine down here. Huge swarm of planes come in. His infantry fall from being overwhelmed up here. My tanks, they just get slaughtered by these infantry. I swear they gotta be at least rank 7 or higher. So this is what trips me out. The battleship went over this mine. I'm not going to do this mine setup no more because boats pretty much are just going to run over them. I need the mines where I know the boat's going to stay stationary. His troops finally fall. Now it becomes one plane, boom, and now it's down to 2 battleships. Battleships pretty much going to take my gunboats out. I'm pretty sure these battleships are at least rank 3, maybe higher. We are talking about a 71, so he's got quite amount of upgrades he could have done within that time. So at least shows that he's been playing 2 months if he plays hardcore every day. So these upgraded towers did quite well against those battleships. All right, you see you got 2 stars, and we're looking at a 52%. Now we're looking at a pattern here. They're barely taking me out. At the same time, I'm thinking that a lot of players are not able to take me, and they're just rage quitting. The whole rage quit thing, I hate it, but I mean, what can you do? I know I would love to see the battles that fail where I was successful, but you're probably not going to see too many of those on here. Just players aren't going to deal with that. So back to here, we got exit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Quite creative. All right, we're going to watch him. He's a 43, and he actually attacked me about almost an hour ago. I was 25 at this time, so it's not really a far-fetched his levels. It just means he's got higher level units. His base would be more difficult. Now he starts out with a naval assault up north. The sea towers really do not stand much of a chance against these battleships. I say, especially when they're fresh. I almost get one of the battleships down here. I mean, he's got a fraction of health. He's burning up, but he manages to hold on. The gunboats go down to the sea tower, take out that weakened battleship, and he's down to 1 battleship. He starts out with the assault up north with tanks, jeeps, and infantry. The jeeps you don't really see too much of. It's quite interesting seeing somebody use jeeps. I guess he's just going straight for the resources because, I mean, who wouldn't want 720 resources? My planes launched. They quickly take out the infantry. I think that was the main focus. I love his combo attack. I love seeing players use multiple units. But in this case, laying them all down at once didn't really work. Now we go into an air fight here, a dog fight. He launches 1 plane at a time. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I actually just watched this dog fight for most of it, but I pulled out victory up here. His tanks move in. He lost a lot of units from the mine here, and this is where his battleship fell, right there. So I love the position of the mines. He sends 1 tank on the far west, 1 in the far east, easily taking out those buildings, trying to get those points. Huge unit moved up. Here comes the bomber on the last howitzer in the north, and boom, it's gone. Now his tanks start moving south, but as I said, there's just too many walls for them to get through. My tanks start hammering away. His mortars up here are just, I mean, devastating. They're taking out every building they can get their hands on, any kind of defensive building. But lucky for me, my tanks are holding out. I cannot make no more tanks for 2 days, so I cannot afford to lose any of them. Them walls are just nasty. Now from the second video they got through on this part, I went ahead and reinforced this. It looks like it's quite effective, and that's pretty much the end of the battle. I got 49%. Command center is looking great. Southern defenses held out great. All around, this was a great defensive battle. All these higher levels attacking, as you see, they're really not being that effective. So we're going to exit this because there's nothing else. My planes just fly around for 30 minutes. So that's about it. Watch the video on the walls I have. It's very important for the walls, my mines. Keep an eye on that. The only thing I really changed up from the experience of those battles is sea mines. I am going to keep 1 there and keep 1 here because it seems like they always move in here trying to take out this base because it's in the middle and it's on the side. It makes it a tempting attraction for those battleships. As far as the gunboats and everything, I'm not really fearing the gunboats with my towers being up at 3. You saw how fast they took them out. Being spread out like this, I think it's a little more effective, and the only reason I do that because if somebody sends in a lot of air, they can easily take out one of these towers, and if they're together, they will automatically switch to the other. But in this case, the air will come down, do quite a bit of damage here, then have to deal with this one. It's a little more effective to have them kind of spread out, not so close together. Beach assault on here, tanks are going to automatically target that gun tower. But these things are getting high enough level now, if they don't have transport ships quite high, they can easily get taken out. I've seen it where I've taken out 2, 3 boats before they even hit the beach, just with these gun towers. And they're positioned well enough that most of the assaults are going to take quite pounding before they hit the beach. Other than that, that's about it. Everything I have, like I said, is upgraded. 2 days. Oh man, I cannot afford to lose any tanks. But now I'm on 11-hour cooldown with camo, so I should be safe. And all I can say is God bless, happy hunting, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.